It's Cheshcraft! What's going on, guys? First thing we're making is a drink, because it's 2 in the afternoon, and of course we're starting with a White Russian. Well, it's a finagled White Russian with what I have access to. But we're only going to use a little bit of rum because this isn't mine, so we're only going to touch it a little tiny bit. Dash of Kahlua. Beautiful. Remember, this is not kid-friendly, YouTube. Please don't kill me. I'm not gonna do it with the vodka because I'm not into that life. I don't want the vodka. Oh, there
yummy!
we go.
Look at that. That's beautiful.
Look at that. Oh.
So for scale to the audience, those are normal size counters. Chesh is just really short.
It's true. Like, look at it's right up like my elbows. Ridiculous.
Yes, Adam, a 17-year-old is drinking live on YouTube, and I'm aiding and abetting.
Everybody in the chat who encourages me is part of the problem. And you guys gave me shit last time. I was using the glass cutting board, so this time I got a wood one out because apparently we have those. That's all. How to make a White Russian. All done. Show's over. So what I'm actually going to make is I'm going to make a poached egg, and I like an Eggs Benedict type egg, and I'm going to saute some vegetables in it and make a grilled cheese, and then we're going to crack the egg over top of the grilled cheese and hope it works out. Normally I cut my onions into squares, but I'm going to cut them into slices this time. Actually, I feel like I probably don't need 2 if I'm only having 1 slice of bread, so I'm going to cut them thin-wise instead of cutting them into squares because it's not an omelet. If I was making an omelet, then it would be, but just like regular mushrooms. I came into Chesh holding a knife. I mean, yeah. My face is up here. I am here. Hello. It's like if I change the camera any other way, then you won't be able to see what I'm doing. But yeah, we're just chilling out today, making some food. Because why not? Steve's away, and I did promise a Cheshcraft of this for Christmas, but I wasn't able to do it in time for Christmas because of the crazy amount of crap that went on. I washed my hands before we started, by the way. And then... Actually, I don't need this knife anymore, because that's all I'm going to cut up. But I am going to need this. Because I'm being cheap and because I'm being lazy, we're using square cheeses. Plastic cheeses. You can see the far one. So this is a gas stove, though, so it actually gets really hot, so you want to keep it turned down low, but I'm going to have it at like a 3 for sauteing. But if you were using a regular stove, you'd want to make it a little bit more.
Dapper says that's not even cheese.
No, I agree. It's not really cheese. I normally never use that kind of cheese, but because I'm being lazy for Cheshcraft today, I'm using that cheese.
And I told Trina you're too far away for you to make me a sandwich.
I would totally make you guys sandwiches. If we ever do a giant hangout with everybody, like we ever do finally get around to doing that meetup once Non Sequitur's running again, I'll make like a sandwich booth or something. Make everybody sandwiches.
Ooh, yes. We'll have a green screen and we'll put, something behind it. Helios for $5 says, here's some more rum money for the 17-year-old so that she can afford to get better rum.
Oh, feels bad, man. Okay, so these are in there. That's just some melted butter. I'm not putting anything complicated in there because I'm going to put it all on top of a piece of bread, and if I put too much sauce in there, it'll just get mushy. And we don't want it to get mushy. Touch of salt, tiny bit of pepper. And I'm also going to grab garlic powder.
I had a manager at Disney who would have looked at garlic powder and said, "What the fuck is garlic powder?" Because his last name was Mozella, so you could guess he was very Italian, and anything garlic had to be real garlic.
I love regular garlic, but it's going to take up too much space on my sandwich. Order Domino's. Sponsor us, Domino's.
Yeah, the Shills and I are actually working on my audio. I've got to get a better stand. This is just a weighted desk stand. I actually have a pretty decent mic. It's just I don't have a way to hold it close to my face to sound good, and so I have to turn the gain up. And then you hear everything else around me, so...
I'm going to be a disgusting human being and use the bread end because nobody else ever uses the bread ends. And now I'm going to start boiling the water. So I'm going to leave that on high, and I'm actually going to cover it so it boils faster. I put a little bit of salt in there to boil it a little bit quicker as well. Because it does not take long to saute mushrooms. Sizzly, 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 sizzly.
Yeah, you better eat garlic if you want to be around me. Like, people who don't like garlic, it's just weird.
Just like how if you want to be 17, you've got to drink. And because there's already butter in there, pop! So I'm putting it in that side down, so that way it will cook one side, and then when I flip it over, I'll put the cheese on it. Then we'll scoop this stuff right back on. I've got the one with holes in it, though, specifically, so that way I can scoop out the egg when it's finished. Why is the bread in the fridge? I don't know. That's where my family keeps the bread. I don't know. They didn't keep it there when I was a kid. They only started doing that like in the past couple of years.
Sorry I disappeared there, but I got a phone call from somebody who says my visa's got issues, and I'm like, what visa? I'm like, I don't have a credit card. Like, it's a scam. It's a scam.
Scams for days. So, while we're waiting for the water to boil and the bread to toast up a little bit, last time we did one of these, I was talking a little bit about, yeah, I do the swirl. I absolutely do the swirl for the egg. I also like to warm up the egg in my hands so it doesn't break as soon as it hits the hot water. But last time I was live, we were talking about neutrality, and from that stoked a couple of different questions, and one of them was essentially what counts. Like, how do you trust something? How do you trust someone? Which kind of harkens to how you can remain neutral or how you can look at things objectively while still coming to a conclusion. Hello. And one of those things essentially comes down to you can trust is an expectation. That's what trust is. It's how much, like, what do you expect from someone depending on who that person is. And depending on how they've acted in the past or indicates how they will act in the future. That's how social interactions work. So, essentially what it means is that you can trust somebody if somebody's acted honorably towards you in the past, then you have a reasonable expectation for them to act honorably towards you in the future, and the same with dishonorably. So essentially what I'm saying is the Captain Jack. You can always trust a dishonest man to be dishonest. However, it's really easy for somebody to be it's easier for somebody to continue to be dishonest than it is for somebody to continue to be honorable, because every interaction is so based on so much going on, and you never know what's going on in someone's life. That's where the principle of charity starts applying. Well, if somebody's never acted in a dishonest manner before, and suddenly they seem to be acting dishonorably, well, your first question should be, what's going on with that person and why, or is something amiss? Is what's really going on what is going on, or am I only seeing part of what's happening? Because chances are, you're probably only seeing part of what's happening. But it's the same reason why you don't suddenly decide to trust somebody who's known to be dishonest all of the time. Because why would you? You have no reason to. You can trust them that they're probably saying isn't 100% accurate, so you're still trusting somebody.
You can trust them to be the person that they are.
Yes, you trust them to act in a way that is consistent with the way they've acted in the past. And so that comes down to, if you're looking at screenshots, if you're talking to your boss, so you can 100%, if you have a boss, like at work, and you really hate this guy, they screw you over at every turn, you can still, without lying, say that you trust them. Because you expect them to do what they've been doing the whole time. Excuse me. I coughed and now I have to wash my hands. No! So there's an expectation there. There's an understanding. And that has a lot to do with friendships and any kind of relationships as well, because if you don't discuss what those expectations are, then the other person doesn't know whether or not necessarily whether or not you trust them, but whether or not will they be able to meet those expectations without you making those expectations explicit. I just want to make sure this doesn't burn because I didn't use a flat piece of bread because I'm a jerk to myself. I trust me to be a jerk to myself. Usually if I put something somewhere and I don't remember where I put it, I think about where I would have put it. And I can usually find it. A gallon and a half of hand sanitizer. I don't want my food to taste like hand sanitizer. Okay, so the water is at the point where it's starting, like all the bubbles have formed, but it isn't quite bubbling over. So I want to turn it down to about half. So it's still boiling, but it's not quite there yet. Then I'm going to take a small, teeny, tiny amount of vinegar, just regular vinegar, and you're going to stir a little bit of that in. Just be careful when you put it in so that it doesn't, like, splash. And you only want a little bit, and it essentially just allows the egg to coagulate really quickly. It helps it out. So that way the whites will all form around the egg. And then we're going to stir. Egg goes in. I usually stir it again, just to keep it going, just so you get all the egg whites either pulled away from it or wrapped around the egg. I might have lowered that a little bit too much. Cover it back up. We're going to leave it for a minute. This is about melted. Oh, then we can get rid of the eggshell. We don't want to keep the eggshells. We ain't doing nothing with that. But what I am going to get is a plate. Plates are up here.
Ooh, Reds would like those plates.
Because they're black, red, and white. That dude is amazingly on brand, I gotta say. I've heard he even has red shoes.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've actually seen that, so...
The timing on this is what makes it the most difficult. Still needs a bit longer. Because we want the egg to be runny, but we also want the egg to be cooked. Fingers crossed that I don't mess up the egg part. On the plus side, the egg part is like, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to mess up an egg? Oh, well. Yeah, this is going to be an open-faced sandwich. I'm not going to squish it. I just don't. I don't tend to. That's a good idea. I've heard eggshells are really good for birds, too. Like, if you have a pet bird, they like to pick them apart and get extra calcium from it.
That, and I think it helps their gullet because they have gullets and not stomachs.
But look how clean the pan is. Because the bread soaked everything up. I'm debating on whether or not I want to put a little bit of mayonnaise on it. What do you guys think? Do you think we should put some mayonnaise on this? Or maybe some mustard? This egg is probably done. All right, I give my best guess that this egg is completed. And we're going to find out. Oh, there it goes. Bleh. That's what I'm talking about. So what you'll tend to find when this happens, if you guys have never made this kind of egg before, this is what the water is going to look like when you're done. Like, it's going to have all that foamy stuff in it. And you don't really want to use... I mean, you can if you have something else you want to use it for, but usually I just scoop that stuff out because it doesn't do anything for you. You can smell the vinegar. And then you can decide whether or not you want to try and eat this with a spoon or a fork or with your hands. I'm going to use a knife this time because, you know, sometimes it doesn't work. Should we test it out? This egg, by the way, will also help melt some of the cheese that's underneath if your cheese isn't melted all the way. But this is specifically why I used a crust, like an end crust, because this is going to just turn your bread into mush. Which is kind of the point. It's really good if you use like a McMuffin, like a oh, what are these called? English muffins? If you provide, how do you lure me to your home for cooking and drinking and stuff? Just tell me where to go. If you feed me, I'll love you forever. If you give me booze, I'll love you even longer. Hi, guys. You hate eggs? A lot of people hate eggs. I don't know why. I'm the kind of person who will just eat an egg raw. Oh, you could definitely make this recipe. This isn't a recipe. I grabbed stuff from my fridge. It's really good for wraps. You just saute some vegetables really quickly and then throw it into a wrap.
Helios asks if you've had ouzo before.
I don't think so.
I have licorice flavored liquor.
Oh, I do not like licorice. I've had Zambuca. The only time I'll drink Zambuca is in shot form, but...
Yeah, I got introduced to ouzo when I was stationed in Germany, so that was fun.
Murphy's a bastard, isn't he? Trying to steal your food. If you're making this kind of egg, though, there's something to be careful of. Make sure you do not put too much vinegar in because your egg will just taste like vinegar, which you don't want. This is such a good breakfast drink.
Jaeger's gross.
Ah, Jaeger. I refuse. I hate Jaeger. Ugh. I drank enough Jaeger when I was younger. Plus, I also don't like Red Bull, so Jaeger bombs were probably like a bane of my existence for a little while. Now I just straight up refuse. I don't care.
Well, if you count absinthe as a licorice flavored liqueur, it's actually pretty decent, Anand. But you don't drink it for the flavor typically. You drink it because it's a party in a glass. So
Yeah, it depends on the absinthe you had. I've had absinthe that tastes like mouthwash, which is like way better absinthe than the crappy store-bought stuff I bought once.
yeah, and then there's other kinds that are very, very delicious to drink. Actually, they're almost sweet.
Well, I'm always looking for new places to live since I'm living with family currently, so hey, you want me to come cook for you? I'll do it. No, I didn't make any hollandaise. I didn't want to. I don't think I have any Dijon mustard, actually. Oh, I did. There was Dijon mustard. I'm sorry, I'm a failure. My family makes their own pickles. These are the most garlicky pickles I have ever consumed in my life. They will make your tongue curl, and it's delicious. And you smell it too. Oh, fantastic. Eat the pickle because it makes up for not using real garlic in that. No, I dropped it. What's the rule? What's the time? Did I make it? I don't care. Who's gonna stop me?
Puck, maybe.
Puck would stop me if he's out for a walk right now. He's not actually here. He should be back soon. That was really good. It was a good breakfast. So, yeah, essentially, trust comes down to an expectation. And so that translates into if anybody ever tells you that, oh, this situation there's going to be people that you trust who are like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense to me. And then there's going to be people who you don't, you're going to have to prod to get more answers from. And that's where you can start finding out if any of those red flags are there. That's what the C's are for. To be like, oh, is this person actually having this problem, or are they just pushing it? But if you got a friend that you know tends to be a little bit dramatic about situations, about conversations and stuff. I actually had you guys on a giant tall beer mug. That's where our camera was. Just so you could see a little bit better. There we go. Hello. But you can kind of use that as a basis of... I'm trying to think of a good example. Anybody who's talking about, I don't know, rape apologetics. That's come up a few times. So anybody who starts off with an accusation that, oh, this person is this, and you don't know this person and you've never met them, that's when you're going to want to start being like, I'm sorry, excuse me? Because you can't, like we've gone over before, you can't defend yourself against every single claim that people make about you, because that would be ridiculous, because anybody can say anything. That's kind of what the point of the internet is. Anybody is allowed to say whatever they want. Now, whether or not you believe them and whether or not they can back up what they're saying, that's the important part. So if somebody shows up with this accusation that, oh, hey, you said this, this, and this, you should be going to that person to say, okay, well, justify this. Or here's the screenshot. Look at what this person was saying. Okay, well, where's the context of the screenshot? That, like, you shouldn't be going to that person necessarily right out the gate. You should be going to the person providing the information and saying, what's the context? And if they can't provide context, blow it off. It's not important. If it actually demonstrated what they said it would, why would they leave any information out? They would want to add more information to give their story more bolster.
I'm not sure what this question is from Trina here. Could you please our heavenly Cheshire what she thinks about Chad? And is her favorite flower lily? Does she like rocks? How many too?
I know what that means. That's really funny. That's actually really clever. I don't think I've been mostly I don't care. So I haven't been paying that close of attention to it. It to me does not seem like those are the same person. But I'm willing to look over more evidence, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Godless scummer. Chesh used mushrooms in her recipe. Next accusation. Chesh is doing shrooms on a live stream.
Yes, she did shrooms. So if she starts acting funny on Twitter later, you'll know why.
It'll be during my it'll be at 5 during my premiere. Oh yeah, by the way, that's done. I should probably let you guys know we're going to be wrapping up the entirety of the we kind of started wrapping it up before, and then some shit hit the fan and Steve decided to step back, and so we're wrapping up all of the we're kind of wrapping up all of the K-Joy situation. So I did a TLDR of what's gone on through this year. It's got screenshots in it. I linked a bunch of stuff below if for anybody who doesn't have any details. But that's coming out. Then I'm going to bookend with the interview that's coming tomorrow, and that'll be at 4 p.m. EST tomorrow, and that's with Brittany C. And that'll kind of bookend with the first interview I did to end up the other side. I can't do that with this glass. That's not going to work. And then we've got Dumbfuck of the Year on Wednesday, and I believe that's at 3 p.m. EST, and that will really be, we're done.
Yeah, that's going to be the final, like, regardless of who wins.
Oh, buffalo sauce. So I definitely recommend if you've never worked in a kitchen, work in a kitchen. I don't care how old you are. If you've never worked at like in a bar or in a restaurant, just in a kitchen, do it. It will teach you so much so quickly in such a short period of time. You work there for like a couple of weeks and you'll pick up on so many tricks and fast things, like different ways to cut onions and stuff like that. Super stick your head in the freezer if the onions make you cry, stuff like that. But one of the things that I learned while I was working at the bar was how to make anahito sauce, like the stuff that goes in the middle of anahitos. It's basically just not sour cream. It's basically just cream cheese and hot sauce. You just got to get the ratio right. So good. So good. The TLDR is going to be on my channel, and I'll tell you what, I'll drop the link in there for you guys. So the TLDR is here. Clicking all over the place. The TLDR is that video there, and it's on my channel. Then the interview tomorrow will also be on my channel, and then Dumbfuck of the Year will be on Red's Rhetoric's channel. And I do believe after my video premieres, a little bit later on in the night, there should be a rocket launch. So there's like a ton of content for you guys today. Everybody's all over the place doing all sorts of crap. And then I think on Saturday, I'll have to double check the time, but I think it's on Saturday I'm going to be on Drunken Peasants. And that'll be a good time. I actually made this without any meat. This was only egg. So it wasn't straight vegan, but no meat. And again, you could do without the egg. It's fine either way.
TLDR stands for too long didn't read, Deborah Richardson.
Sorry, too long didn't read. Oh my god, worst and first worst advice. Do not work in a restaurant. You'll be forced to talk to strangers. You're constantly giving food to people you can't even eat. Dude, what the fuck? Only if you're a waitress. I'm specifically talking about the kitchen. Oh, I'm not saying it. I'm not suggesting be a chef as a career. That's entirely up to you and what you want to do. I am suggesting that you try working in a kitchen once or twice because there's a lot to learn and you'll pick it up pretty quick. It's just neat tricks and tips and how to cut this and how to make this thing. Then again, I'm also a sucker for bar food. I love bar food. Maybe I'll do some of those if I'm going to do more Cheshcrafts. I'll do some bar food. You guys want to know how to make anahitos, and I can show you guys how to make my super special pierogies. I make decent beer battered fish. I don't eat it because I'm not a big fan of beer battered fish, but I can make it. Grilled salmon, if you've done it properly, should not actually smell fishy. I hate fishy food. If your fish smells like fishy, then you didn't do it right, or it's not fresh enough. That's so sad. I kind of wish Puck was here. I'm going to try and give him this giant mushroom. He wouldn't eat this. It's too big.
Pierogies are so good.
These ones are so chill. Man, we've only been live for a half an hour, and I already finished cooking everything, and I ate, and I'm full, and I'm ready for a nap. I eat super small amounts of food, though. What I'll do is, I'll eat something small like that, and then I'll, in, 2 hours, I'll go munch on something else, or eat, a banana or something. I don't know, you guys have anything else you want to learn how to make that I have access to currently? Should I show you guys how to make really good barbecue sauce really quickly? Here's the answer. This right here, this is do-it-your-own barbecue sauce.
Ketchup and sriracha.
Ketchup and sriracha. You mix these together and you put in a tablespoon of I like to use soy sauce. Yeah, apples are poisonous to dogs too. He eats pieces of apples sometimes. Apples are poisonous to humans, and we eat those sometimes. Mushrooms are poisonous to people, and we eat those sometimes. I give Puck chocolate sometimes, because he's not allergic. He's not one of the dogs that is you can't ever eat chocolate. Because he's not allergic to it. It's I think it's every 2 in 3 dogs is allergic to chocolate. Puck is not one of them. When he was a puppy, he got into a tub about yay big and about yay around of hot chocolate mix. Well, I was not at the house, and it was on the counter over here. And he, as a puppy, when he was about yay big and about yay tall, he got onto the counter and into the hot chocolate mix. And my God, was he running around like a maniac. I thought he might die of a heart attack instead of the chocolate, but he was fine. One time he got into something that was on top of a fridge. One time he got into some chicken that I had left out, and he's actually allergic to chicken. I know. I'm just telling stories. You're allowed to give me a hard time here. It's not my channel, so I can't boot you. I also like to try and do my dishes as soon as I'm done. Just there's even a dishwasher here, but I'm so used to not having a dishwasher because I'm only one person. I tend to have my stuff all washed really quickly. This one's got a little bit more cleanup than a regular fried egg. Just because the egg, when you came all over the plate, tends to get like stuck to the plate. Plus, if you wash your stuff while it's still like warm and gooey, it washes easier instead of leaving it to stick. Nobody wants to use a pot one day and then go to use it the next day, and whatever you cook in it tastes like vinegar. Ugh. Ugh. Gross. This one poor lonely mushroom. Man, I even managed to not get any hair in my food. I'm proud of myself. Ooh, steamed vegetables are good. I like steamed vegetables, but I'm not a big fan of them being soggy. So I'm really a little bit picky when it comes to that. I heard of a way to do it with an Instant Pot that makes it really easy to do. And it's essentially you take frozen vegetables, you put them in the Instant Pot, and then you set the Instant Pot to high pressure for 1 minute. And apparently it steams your vegetables without making them soggy because it does it so quickly. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. But there. Now we've cleaned the kitchen. Ta-da! And the reason why I do things like this, that took me like a half an hour to eat, make, and talk to you guys the whole time. So if you time it properly, you can do it in like a couple of minutes. Maybe 15 minutes. Plus, if you want to make more than one, you can make... I only made 1 egg in that pot, but you could probably make 4 without them, like, messing each other up. So you could essentially... If you were to use a bigger pan, you could make 2 to 3 at a time. If you're a family of 4, if you get, like, one of the big pans. This stove isn't really good for that, but if you have a flat grill... I used to have a flat grill, so if you had a flat grill, you could do all of the grilled cheeses on there and your vegetables. So you would just put the grilled cheeses on the top, then you would put the vegetables on the bottom. So the vegetables, any of the water or sauce you would what do you mean? Forgot what frying pan. I watched it. It's right there. Listen, time management is incredibly important. I'm all about the efficiency. I am all about how quickly can I do this without losing the quality of what I'm doing. You gotta plan that out. I stood here in the kitchen for like a good 5 minutes deciding what order I was gonna do things in and how I was going to do it so I wouldn't ruin everything while I was live and like do things in the wrong order. I honestly thought I ruined that egg. Mwah. Does anybody have any questions for me before we wrap this up? I used to do these kinds of meals. One of the reasons why I was able to come up with quick meals like this is because I like to play video games. So I would set the video game up and wait for the queue to pop with other people online. And while that queue was rolling, and then through like selection of like who was going to play what, by the time the game was in, the food would be done and I could sit there and eat the beginning of the game. Godless Scummer. I now believe the official scoreline is Cheshcraft 2, Tastecraft 0. Do I know where you left your keys? Do you check your jean pocket? That's probably where it is. How am I feeling about wrapping up of Dumb Fuck of the Year and your TLDR? I'm pretty happy with the TLDR. I hope it goes over well because it's my first time doing something like that. I think I did a pretty good job. So hopefully you guys will like it. Dumb Fuck of the Year, I'm excited for. That's just gonna be a hoot. We'll see who won. Who knows at this point? Be honest, it'll be a good time. And having everything wrapped up and we're like, oh, thank God we can move on and start setting up more stuff for non sequitur. Oh, I think my camera just ate it because I knocked the thing. Oops.
Yes, we already have the intro for non sequitur and some ideas on how it's going to roll through. I don't have any layouts or anything like that yet, but that stuff should be pretty easy to come up with. The goal from Steve and I don't know if you agree with this, Chesh, but I think it's just to not use any of the old assets at all, unless it's for historical reasons. We don't even have most of the old assets anyway.
We don't have access to them, right?
Yeah, I do. I definitely have the old assets.
Oh, okay. Sorry, give me 1 second.
She froze. Don't know what happened. Cheshire, did you go away? What's going on here? Yes, she died. She's coming back. Okay.
Hooray!
Yay, she's back.
I knocked my thing. Nominate me, please. I've never won anything before. I'd love to have a trophy. Listen, Trina, you could not beat the contenders this year. My God. They're all so stupid.
You're too smart. You're too smart to even be in it.
So we have 95% of non sequitur ready. Pretty much. We just need the name. We've got like a good number of people who are willing and wanting to come on and already have like a bunch of topics lined up. We just have to, have access to the damn thing. You grew up in a restaurant, which means you have no idea on how to stock a fridge since your home fridge was empty and our stove was... Yeah, that makes sense. What I actually do for keeping my fridge and my kitchen stocked, usually what I have is like I have my spices and stuff. Then I'll have whatever I have in like the drawers, which is usually like I'll keep noodles and rice. Those are the two main like dry things that I keep. Tomato soup is usually a good one to keep around. And then I have I have a grocery list that is just a standard, like basically every time I go grocery shopping, these are the things that I get. And those usually consist of peppers, so red, green, yellow, orange, whatever ones happen to be the cheapest on that day. Mushrooms, onion, garlic, not including drinks. And that's basically it. It's just a handful of things, and then I'll just pick up whatever meat's on sale. If I'm even eating meat that month, because I usually do all of my grocery shopping for the month all at once. And just make sure you keep your vegetables properly.
It'd be really interesting. Oh God, echo.
Oh, is that from me?
Yep.
How's that? Is that better?
But I guess. So yeah, that's better. I was gonna say it'd be really interesting if GM Truth or somebody else won, like just randomly.
At this point, I'd be really surprised if Riley or GM Truth wins, given how ridiculous Kyle was.
I'd be surprised, but I also wouldn't, because look at who nominated them. Like, you've got, well, GM Truth, not so much, but Anthony Riley, you've got people like Jared who want Anthony Riley to win. And people who know how to program and could actually have cheated properly to win.
You say that like I haven't been in touch with those people.
Well, I know you have, and so have I, but you never know. Just saying.
It's true. Cheating is a thing. We'll have to see. We're going to have to wait. It's up in the air at this point. It could be anybody. I think I did a pretty good push, and I'm not going to feel bad for if I don't win, because, I mean, it's my first year. So.
Well, and here's the thing: cheating is encouraged if the result's not who you expect. Oh well, it's a drinking game between Red and his buddies. Let's face it.
Yeah, there are no standards here. There are some certain rules for who's allowed to be nominated, but other than that, I do enjoy the argument that nobody should actually vote for Puck's back. I like that nobody should vote for Anthony Riley because he should be perpetually second place.
That's hilarious.
I also enjoy the argument that Kyle doesn't deserve to win because it'd be too romantic irony for him to have a solid victory just stolen out from under him.
Oh, speaking of Kyle, I actually got a Facebook notification for him. Like,
Ooh,
like yesterday.
do tell.
Oh, it's the page. It's not available anymore, but apparently he moved to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh.
Like, I was thinking to myself the whole time I was looking at this, like, if you're trying to avoid the law, maybe putting a blow-by-blow of where you live on the internet is not the best thing to do, especially Facebook.
You would think.
I don't know why even. I don't even know if he stayed my friend. Like, maybe that's why I can't see it. Because he might have realized, oh wait.
Privated it? Yeah, that's possible.
Well,
I don't know if he...
Still listed as a friend. Not that I actually talked to the dude at all or I haven't seen anything from him in a long time.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet. I don't know if he's trying to like avoid the law or like run from it, but he's definitely like not answering.
Yeah.
Like he turned his phone off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't run away, and my phone was just off.
There's Dexter.
My mom came back from a walk with the dog, but there's no dog. Oh, he's outside.
Okay.
Would you guys like to see Puck before we shut down?
Okay, I gotta like clean him good. His stomach's soaked. I'm just gonna go pee.
Yeah. Okay. Using thing to pop into. Ooh, good boy. Oh, you're so wet. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh, you're soaked. Wait, no, don't run away. Oh my god, no. Nope, wait.
My god, his stomach's so gross.
So gross. I enjoyed how you decided to stick your head around the corner right where the camera was to tell everybody you had to do
I had to go pee. I'm not good at this. My boots are all gross.
Oh.
Just from splash many boots.
Jeez, Puck, your tail.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Oh my goodness.
What happened to the dog?
Oh my goodness. Puck, no. Stop running away from me. Ah. Okay, come here. All right, he's here. You guys want to say hi? Come here. Jump. Oh, good boy. How much would you bet Puck weighs more than Chesh? That's a good question. One in the chat if you think Puck weighs more. 2 in the chat if you think I weigh more. Sit. You guys see him okay? Let me tilt the camera down. Did I freeze again?
You froze again.
Dang it.
She'll be back. I think. Maybe. Cash. Logged in. Connected. Disconnected. Where is she? It should come back shortly. I think she just needs to refresh or something. We are waiting for Cheshire to come back. If she doesn't, then I will probably be ending the stream myself here because I don't really have anything else to add to this. Other than stay tuned for more stuff. I haven't done anything, Trina. It's not my fault the internet breaks.
Hello?
There she is. Trina's blaming me for this, and I don't know why.
It's not Bull's fault. It's my USB thing doesn't work very well sometimes. But come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come over here. You're facing the wrong way. There you go. So who do you think weighs more, me or Puck? Nibble on my fingers. Sit.
I think Puck weighs more.
Good boy. Stick him up.
You're
No,
taller,
Stick him up.
but you don't have as much weight.
He's as tall as I am. You're gross. And there's no winning with you.
It's true.
Well,
Alright.
I think that's about everything. Oh, I guess I should actually answer the question, shouldn't I? Is Puck a bear or a dog? Puck is a bear. I am convinced Puck is a bear.
Hard force.
Puck definitely weighs more than the goblin. About the same. He's huge. Yes, well, he's huge and also I'm small. So, both.
No, Trina, I love your videos. I think you're hilarious. Keep going. Keep doing what you do, Trina.
Yeah, Trina should absolutely keep doing what they're doing. Puck is under 70 pounds. Cheshire's closer to 105. Okay, are you guys ready for the actual weights? So I did weigh about 100, between 105 and 110 before I went traveling. Then I ate nothing but junk food for a month, and I'm about 112 right now, and that's been dropping. Puck is 120 pounds.
Damn. That's more than Dexter. You realize this.
Yes. Oh, I know.
Dexter's solid muscle,
so-
too.
Yeah. Anybody who said Puck weighed more than I did is correct. Puck weighs more than me. Goblin pounds. You think goblins measure weight outside of seems heavy and pretty light? Oh, you don't want it in pounds? What do you want it in? Grams?
Unirock couldn't get his tongue notarized. They would never freaking do that. It might be an improvement, though. The stamp, would make it more truthful. Or maybe just shut him up. I don't know.
How tall am I? I'm 4'10" and a half. I'm just under 4'11". You can tell by how high I am compared to this fridge, which is a normal sized fridge. I'm not quite five feet. I mean, I'm pretty thin. I have a little bit of weight to lose just from eating nothing but junk food for a month, but what are you gonna do? It'll probably come back down in a week or so. Any last questions? I mean, being 264 pounds is entirely depends on like what your physique is. It could be bad. That could be. If you weigh 264 pounds and you're my height, then you are officially wider than you are tall at that point. I don't know what it is in kilograms. I should look it up what it is in kilograms. Let's find out. I'm currently 112. Pounds to kilograms. 50. Is not the brave your mother? Probably. Pretty much everyone is taller than me. No, I'm not interviewing Katie. I have my TLDR of Katie that's coming out, which is it's a pre-recorded video. It's not a live, and it's just me going over the information of the past year of what Katie's been up to. That kind of just demonstrates behavioral patterns. And then Tuesday, I'm interviewing Brittany C, who is an ex-mod of Katie's from recently. So the last person was somebody that knew Katie about 7 years ago, and I'm bookending Katie stuff with someone who found her recently so we can kind of compare and contrast and see if if the thing she was doing 7 years ago, if there's anything that kind of is still the same, if she's still doing the same sort of stuff. If you're trying to lose weight, the best thing you can do is cut bread out of your diet entirely. Yeah, it's not actually Katie. Katie won't talk to me. There's no way in hell she would ever talk to me. She won't even send me a message in DMs because I would immediately post that shit everywhere. It'll be on my channel. I think the link is here. You don't win friends with salad. Well, is it a meat salad?
And Adam Morgan, as far as I'm concerned, and I think as far as Chesh and Steve and a whole bunch of other people are, the Katie Uni stuff is over. We're just going to ignore them going forward because they're not worth the time.
Well, what it turns into is that they haven't addressed a single one of the claims that we've actually made, and they're just running off with their own bullshit that they've made up on trying to find holes in stuff where there isn't any and create conspiracy theories, and there's nothing worth addressing. If they show up with some kind of evidence of something, then maybe it'll be something worth addressing, but for them to just randomly throw out, oh, Chesh's a hacker, oh, this, that, or like, there's no point in addressing that, because again, we do not address accusations and claims, we address evidence. So if they come to us with like, oh, here's this evidence of Steve saying this thing and all the context is there, well then yeah, that might be something worth addressing. But until they can come up with something like that or something that actually contradicts any of the points that we've made, which they have not done, then there's nothing more to address. Everything that we've said still stands. So until any of those things no longer stand for some reason, all we have to do is keep posting the videos we've already made. So the next time Katie tries to make some kind of random claim about somebody, just post my video about her. Oh, look at all the claims she made about all these other people that weren't true. They're going to spin in circles and they're just going to... by over, it means that we're essentially... there's nothing new for us to address. And until there's something new for us to actually address, or like they actually counter any of the things we've said, then there's nothing really that we can address. It's just... they're just saying random shit. And like, why would we talk about... there's better things to do and to talk about. Yeah, Katie wouldn't handle me. She blocked me on Twitter when Non Sequiturs, or a little bit before Non Sequitur blew up, around that time. And then she blocked me on YouTube and a few other places when she made some she made some kind of accusation, and I asked her for a source, and then she blocked me again when I wasn't blocked on the live stream. So I asked her about the VA fraud stuff she was saying in the live stream, and she blocked me. And as she blocked me, she said if I wanted to have a real conversation, I could message her, but she's got me blocked on everything, so I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. So tell you what, if Katie wants to be an actual adult, she is more than welcome to try and... My DMs are still open. Heretic? Heretic is somebody back from, I believe, the G Plus days, back when G Plus existed. He's the creepy guy who wears Steve's face mask. It's spooky. That's that guy.
Yeah, he lost some discussion. I don't know what the hell happened, but
It was some discussion about philosophy.
Yeah, and he was talking to Steve, and he wasn't getting the point, and he got mad at Steve, and he's held a grudge pretty much since then.
And I guess he super duper lost it a little bit even further to the point of wearing a Steve face while he's cooking. I guess I should do that now, though. Text Cheshcraft off a Steve mask. Nope. But I guess he lost it because a couple of PhD philosophers showed up and said exactly what Steve said, so... why is Katie so hurt by Chesh, though? She is upset with Steve for personal reasons due to business, but how are Chesh and Katie connected? We're not. It's just through Steve. She didn't like anything I said because guilt by association. That actually happens to me a lot. Because I hang out with Steve, a lot of people won't talk to me or won't address anything I have to say.
Yeah.
The hashtag McCrazies. Oh, well, thanks, guys. Because Steve interviewed Katie like he does with Chesh, and maybe Katie is jealous of the potential Chesh possesses. Oh, thanks! I mean, I'm also half of her age, so... And I'm perpetually 17. I don't know. I don't know what her issue is with me. I guess my questions were too poignant. Oh, did Heretic go after me? I think I saw something like that. I think somebody showed me a screenshot or something because they call Steve a hobo or something. They called me the Hobo Whisperer because some people address me as the Steve Whisperer. I thought the title was pretty funny, but I didn't actually watch the video. Because why would I care? I'm not actually 17. There's a running joke that I'm 17 because a handful of the McCrazies and some other trolls got the idea that I was 17 stuck in their heads, and now it's just a running joke that I am forever 17. You think so, Helios? I don't know. What do you think, Bool? Helios said, it's amazing how many people ignore or write off Chesh. I suspect that it's because they are more intimidated by Chesh and use Steven as an excuse.
There might be something to that. I think it's just they write her off because she's kind of new to the scene, relatively, compared to a lot of the stuff that's been going on, which is years and years and years old, which is stupidly ridiculous in my opinion.
For a lot of that, yeah.
And the other part being that while she's not actually 17, she appears younger than she is, and
because I'm small.
People don't take young people seriously, which is an unfortunate thing.
Puck is laying down over there right now. He's Yeah, it's just laying down in the living, sitting area. I'd take you guys over, but I'm kind of stuck in the kitchen for the time being. Jesh is intimidating. Look how Russian Vids handled it.
Russian
Can you
vids.
turn off your camera? I can't hear you.
Russian vids thought that that OJ was framed. Just putting that out there.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
there's
my
a
god.
there's a whole non sequitur show with Red's rhetoric on it, no less, talking about how freaking OJ was framed and it was a cover up, and because numerology and the number 33, and guess who else was on there? I think it was Jamie Sislow, Red's rhetoric, and David I keep saying David. His name is actually Dave Delafiore. We're all part of that show, and it was just it's like,
Oh my god.
yeah, it was hilarious.
I'm gonna have to go back and find it once we have the channel back. That's too funny. Russian vids, the way I describe Russian vids is if you believe in one conspiracy theory, you believe in all the conspiracy theories. Maybe you should hang it with Unirock. I don't know. There's only one place that even Russian vids even goes anymore. Like, you don't see him on AT2's channel. He's not on Reds anymore. He blocked Reds twice. He's not on, like, he doesn't go on with Fight. He doesn't go on with Team. He only goes on with McToon anymore. And the only reason he goes on with McToon is because he trusts that McToon won't bring me on.
He went so far as to call you transgender, although we're still not sure which way you're transitioning.
That was my favorite part, with his whole 20% of figuring out whether something was CGI or real, if he was able to tell which direction I was transitioning in. And he called me trans as if it was an insult. If I was, I wouldn't take it as an insult.
Right.
I don't know who won Dumb Fuck of the Year. We're gonna have to find out on Wednesday.
Yep.
I think somebody asked if I deal with any of the new atheists like Rachel Oates and Rationality Rules. Rationality Rules I've never spoken to. Rachel Oates I've never spoken to in like a creator capacity. I've only chatted with her like very slightly, like on live streams and in her videos. I think I had messaged her on Instagram once. I used to fairly often send her funny pictures of animals, but hopefully we'll be able to get her on non-sec once we get back. Everything's so up in the air right now. We're just kind of waiting for things to settle down and we can start moving a little bit more forward. Transitioning from goblin to troll. I'm pretty sure I was transitioning between cow and goblin because I believe somebody called me a cow once and I was just like, moo.
Oh, you want to have Mr. ID on, Helios? So if we put Mr. ID on, do we get to put Red Eye on too? Because that'll be fun.
Oh my god, do we want a dumpster fire? Because that sounds like a good dumpster fire. Should we just set up like a conversation that is just a complete screaming shit show like once every like couple of months? We could bring on Red Eye and Mr. Intelligence Design on at the same time. Kyra is adorable. And we could bring on Nathan and Team again. Get them on non-sec. And just let them screech at each other for 30 minutes. That'd be ridiculous. All right, we've been live for an hour. I think I took enough questions.
Yeah.
Leave comments about what you want me to cook next time. I didn't want to break out the hollandaise sauce because it's too much work. It's not worth it. If anybody doesn't know how to make hollandaise sauce, it's just like a cup of melted butter, and you separate an egg and a egg yolk and a white and the whites, and you put the egg yolk in, and you blend it with a little bit, like a tiny bit of hot sauce, and then like a teeny tiny little bit of Dijon mustard, and then while you're blending it, you slow pour the melted butter, a cup of melted butter in with it, and that's basic. Oh, and a little bit of lime juice. And that's it. And not lemon juice, lime juice specifically. So yeah, let me get next time Steve is away, we'll do another Cheshcraft. Maybe I'll make a bagel next time. And hit me up with any of your questions. Right?
I just said bagels taste good. That's all.
Bagels are great. Maybe I'll show you guys how I make my fancy grilled sandwiches sometime. And what else is there? Oh, so my thing is coming out at 5. So in 2 hours, 3, 4, 5, yeah, just under 2 hours. I'll probably be in the live chat there, just chatting away with people before the premiere goes. And so that's happening 5 EST. Then tomorrow we have the interview with Brittany C, and that's at 4 p.m. EST. And then we have Dumbfuck of the Year at 3 p.m. EST on Wednesday. And I think after my video goes live, my premiere goes live, once that's over, I think there's going to be like a little bit of time frame in between, but I do believe there is a rocket launch on ResRedic's channel today as well. We're busy.
Busy.
My channel, and then it'll be my channel for the first 2, then it'll be Red's channel for Dumbfuck of the Year. So if you're not subscribed to Red's Rhetoric and you want to see Dumbfuck of the Year, you need to go subscribe to Red's, because that is where that will be on Wednesday. And if you guys want to come over and hang out with me for my premiere, that is where I'm going to be. Okay? Did we get everybody? Links in the description to support everybody. Go give Bool money on PayPal.
Bye.
Bye.